Hey everybody. All right, so this is John from JM Audio, and I just want to give an update real quick. We have the new blocks, which obviously now face left and right, which is great instead of outward. So these should be facing towards you. Inside here, this little hole there, there's a 1.5 screw, which looks something like this. It's got a ball bearing on one side. Anyway, leave that screw alone. For the newest update, you're going to want to turn the headband around where the pads have the line on it. And this is the part that faces away from your head. You get yourself a 1.5 screwdriver here. You see how I have that? And you just take it out. Just take out that little screw there. Real easy. Unless you impacted the screw. Now there's the screw here. And then what you want to do is get one of those ball bearings. Okay, you don't need to use the ball bearing, but I do, and it looks something like this. Okay, it's a little ball bearing, and it basically falls inside this hole. Now, inside this hole, I already have the ball bearing, you can see. And sometimes I'll put two in there just to give it a little bit more torque. And then what I do is you can take that screw and just push it back in, or you can put this new knurled screw, which you can order from us. It's real easy to do. You just stick it in the hole. And it tightens it down so that now the headband will not swivel at all. It's very, very tight. Okay. And it's a great solution. It doesn't look like, you know, if you had one ball bearing in there, you'd have a little bit less room to torque it down. But this seems to be working the best. And if you need to adjust it again, you just unloosen that. And then you can very, very nicely, while it's on your head, you can adjust this down seamlessly so that you get the best fit, so that the ear pads fit perfectly around your head. All right, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, give us a call or email us. It's real simple. If you have an impacted screw that you deformed, then the block needs to be replaced. You need to remove this part from the headband. This is the brass part here. And you just, you know, unscrew those 1.5 millimeter screws if you can. And then you basically, now what's going to happen is I'm going to lose that ball bearings because they fall through the hole. So you want to capture the ball bearings. They're right there, two of them. So if you don't capture the ball bearings, it's no big deal. It'll still work, but it just won't be as smooth. Okay, so you want to put those ball bearings back in the same way you did. There's another one. There's three. Well, actually two. The other one was from before. So anyway, so then you just stick this back in there. See if I can get this back in there. It's hard to hold the camera and do that. All right, and then you just, you know, orient it properly. Put the screw back up on top. You don't lose it. What I like to do is put a little Loctite on that top part. But anyway, you don't have to do that. Anyway, am I still recording? Yeah. Okay. So then you just, again, you take the screw out. You take the ball bearing and you stick it in there. Stick it in there. And then there should be another ball bearing there if you want two. Now, you don't need two. I'm just going to put one in here for this time. Some of you might not have two. You might just have one ball bearing. That's fine. It'll still work. I can do this with one hand. This is my left hand, so I am ambidextrous, but still holding the camera is kind of hard. So there, now you can see there's a little bit less room between the two, and it's still rock solid. Okay, the other screw that's in here, you leave that alone so that once you loosen this, it still goes up and down without, and it still clicks. Okay, and then you just tighten that down again. And there you go. Smooth, perfect solution, looks cool, and it's very industrial. Once it's in your hand, it's just so nice. So this is with two ball bearings in there. I think one will do it, but some people want more torque on it. So you just have to tighten this further down real tight if you only have one ball bearing in there. All right, I hope this helps anybody who wants to stop the swivel and, you know, stop the, you know, we're always trying to improve. And these things, we're just selling them at cost. So I guess it's like $5 or something like that, or maybe $10 with shipping or whatever. I don't know. And we'll send you 2 of these knurled things and the ball bearings if you need them. And that's it. All right, this is John signing out. Thanks for watching.